Hey friends, Wayne over here at the Ram Man Inc. Don't forget the ink. Don't forget the Ram Man. I have to have my mascot here. Remember who I am. So, a few months back I talked to you guys briefly about Dana 60 planetary setups. And many folks were quite intrigued. And so I'll go over it a little bit more where I'm getting ready to bring these to market. So, get to show you guys some cool stuff. So, if you notice right here, basically, we've got, here's a factory Ford stub shaft for like a 99 through 2004, right? Ford unit bearing hub assembly. We's familiar with it. This thing goes into that thing, much like this thing. There she is. Now, most people don't know it, but we are the originators of the bolt circle change. These people out here that change these bolt circles, we were doing this long ago. This is what's required for our Dodge hubs. We got to get rid of that Ford 170 millimeter, and we got to get back to that 8 on 6.5, which is 165.1 millimeters. Yes, it's about 4.9 millimeters off total. Anyway, back to our planetary. So, all we've done is basically just change this shaft up a little bit, and I'll tell you why. So, we'll put our shaft up in here. Now, you might have to imagine some things, but I'm not going to leave much to the imagination. So, here's a factory Dana 60 style hub. Here's one with an installed annulus or ring gear, planetary, or what's that other thing? Epicyclic drive annular ring is installed in there with a cool bronze bushing like the old days. So, it's supported here and supported here. That's just by putting this front bronze bushing in. We're not even talking about, that's one of my improvements. So this thing is super stabilized. You see how easy that is? Just to press something like that in. Yeah. See, what people don't know is, even though it's not under much load, just sitting there spinning, going down the road, it's still a spindle like a normal spindle where you got an inner and an outer bearing. Now, in typical locking hubs over the years, what they've done is, since the outer bearing is under a whole lot less stress, that's why they're smaller, they just, the locker and the spinning and the bearing or the bronze sleeves in the locker actually help stabilize the shaft, as you can see. And that's actually your, I don't know, outer wheel bearing also. It's your lock and unlock mechanism, but the shaft spins in there too. So now we've got it stabilized right here. Are you with me? So now we get to take our carrier with our 6 pinion planets. This is the small ones with the 6 pinions, super high load, instead of like a 4 pinion. And these pinions, these things are nearly indestructible. That's why planetaries are so strong. Each one of these has got industrial cage needle bearings which they spin on. These hardened pins. This bag of play toys, this part's like out here, punching things apart, playing around with them. So, once we have our shaft in, we have to have a sun gear. Now, I've just got this smoothed out so that I can tap this on for reference for people. This is a prototype assembly, but it ain't. You notice, ain't much left to be worked out. 0.5%. So now we've got our sun gear on here. Let me show y'all. Come here, mister. There he is. Now, it doesn't take much to imagine that I've pretty much already decided on how I'm probably going to put my sun gear on, right? See that right there? I think you got the point. I think you got it. So, that's right. So, this shaft will be splined just like that. Sun gear goes on. Sun gear goes on. Sun gear's on. Rides on that thrust bearing. Oh my goodness. Are y'all starting to see that when Planetary gear systems made up of a sun gear, a carrier with the planets, and a ring gear, or an annulus. Now, these parts are in here, aren't they? Bigger than shit. Yes, they are. Care, support. Bronze sleeve bushing, so not only is the carrier and plant supported by the annulus, we got the front load bearing. Now, if you don't think that that's super fucking badass, I don't want to know who you are. 'Cause you ain't my kind of gearhead. Now, if that gets you a big old fucking woody like it does me, I mean one like that, long, straight, and rock hard, I don't know what to tell you. Remember now, Planetaries drop the stress load on the axles all the way to the engine by at least 50%. So, a little old Dana 30 Jeep axle bolt on, or Dana 44 all of a sudden becomes like a Dana 80 shaft, 40 spline, some bitch. There you go, boss man. God bless you. God bless America. And happy planetizing.